All right, story number 10, reported by CNN. Are you
Okay.
a religious person?
Not at all.
That's totally perfectly okay.
Yep.
Have you experienced a religious event, like even as a witness, like I don't know, a baptism or a first communion or a bar mitzvah, anything?
I have not actually.
You
That is
haven't.
crazy. I have not, no.
Okay, well then this is going to be fascinating for you. So there was a 7-year-old girl at a Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Her name is
Mhm.
Brinley Heidebrink, and she had her
Okay.
first communion, and it was a little bit more memorable than most. So you know how it is, right? They got the big white dress on, and all of her family is there, and she goes up to the front of the church, and she's doing the ceremony with the priest. Something that she did as part of her first communion went viral. Any idea what it was?
Did she do some weird dance or something? I'm trying to think, what do people do nowadays? I'm not sure. I'm
That's
intrigued though.
not a bad guess. What she did was she chugged the communion wine like she was at a college kegger. Joel, do you got the video? There she is up there. There he gives her the chalice. Keep in mind she's 7, and away she goes. And she does not stop.
Oh my god.
Still going. Look at the priest. He's like, oh, and
Oh
there she,
wow.
and the watch. Look at her. Folds the hands, and away she goes. Look at that. So
Well, at least for
just as good as the drinking performance was her walk away. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Folded the
Yeah.
hands and away she went. So I got to ask you, are you a drinker? Do you drink alcohol?
So, funny story with me and alcohol. I've tried so hard to find a drink that I absolutely love, and I can't tolerate beer. I can't do wine. I can do like tequila shots once in a while, like a night out with the boys or whatever after a show, but I just can't really take alcohol well. Like I just don't enjoy it. So the only drink I've come across that I love is a dark and stormy, which is ginger beer, bitters, and rum. That's the only thing that I ever order, and everyone makes fun of me for it when I'm out with my buddies, but yeah, I can't get on that train.
So you need alcohol where you don't taste the alcohol.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Have you tried a polar bear shot before?
I've never even heard of a polar bear shot.
Okay, so it's kind of like a pepperminty thing. See, I
Okay.
don't drink whiskey because I don't like the taste of liquor.
Mhm.
So I drink beer. I'm a beer guy because for me, beer on a hot summer day, it just kind of goes down. But when I'm say I'm with the boys and I want a shot or they want to do shots, polar bear. I think they say it's like a girly drink, a polar bear, but you taste nothing. It's basically just like peppermint. It's basically what it
Okay.
is.
Then I might have to try that one next time because I'm always looking for that drink that'll disguise the alcohol perfectly for me.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So, since you're not necessarily a connoisseur of alcohol, do you have any memorable, dare I say, impressive drinking performances that you want to talk about?
Oh.
And if not your own, maybe somebody where you were a witness to it.
Oh man, I mean, I won't name anybody to kind of put them out there, but I have seen an interesting amount of people just get absolutely wasted after wrestling shows and or concerts too, because I'm in both worlds. And I see the craziest of things. And I was actually interviewing a band for Knotfest a couple months ago, and they were telling me about this guy that was so sloshed at one of their gigs that he ended up taking a dump in the middle of the floor. And I just lost my mind when they were telling me this story live for the show. So yeah, alcohol can bring people to some interesting points. For me, I only ever in public get to the point where like I can feel a little buzz and then I call it a day. I love being completely alert. But yeah, so for me, no crazy stories, unfortunately, but I've seen some wild things for sure.
Fascinating. Story number 8 is going to be about a guy that got drunk and took a dump in the middle of the floor.
Yes.
It really is. It really is. All right, let's move on to story number 7, reported by KATU 2 News. Uh,
Mhm.
have you ever done a big move from one place to another that required you to rent like a U-Haul truck or something like that?
No, actually, but potentially soon. So yeah.
Okay, good, good. So this is a story
Yes.
then you might want to pay attention to then. Because I was going to
Okay.
ask you next, like you spend a lot of time in the US. So I was going to ask you, have you had to do a big move from Canada to the US? So it sounds like you haven't had to do that yet.
Yeah, not yet. Yet being the key word.
All right. Well, Washington State troopers, they're out on parole one day. And,
Mhm.
it's a regular day. They're doing traffic stops and they're looking for speeders and whatever. And they come across a U-Haul truck along State Route 97 right there in central Washington. And the cops decide, all right, we got to pull over this U-Haul truck. Any idea why they decided that they needed to pull over the U-Haul truck?
The back was open and there was something ridiculous in the back that they saw, like I don't know, maybe there were like a bunch of animals or something weird. I have no idea.
Excellent guess. Excellent guess. Joel, put up the picture of the SUV or the U-Haul. I just gave it away. The U-Haul. The U-Haul had an SUV sticking out the back. There it is there. Oh, look at, there's another picture of it right there. The back is sticking out. You can keep the pictures up there for a bit, Joel. The back is sticking out. It was tied just in the one spot, as you can see there. I mean, you can imagine that thing, it could almost shimmy right out of there. Like they've only got it tied in one spot. So the driver was fined for failing to secure their load with safety chains. The guy's license was suspended. Both the U-Haul and the car were impounded. And so let me ask you this. Let's pretend, actually, you know what? You said that you might be doing a move. So this is good. So let's say that you got a big move coming, because I'm going to guess that wherever the SUV was going, they were not going to be staying there. And so that's probably why they decided, let's take the U-Haul, then we'll put the thing there. And then, you know, we got to leave with the U-Haul. So let's say you're headed to the US and you've got a big vehicle and you want that vehicle to get there, but you have a lot of other shit too. Alicia Atout's the project manager. How do you get the car to where you're going when you don't necessarily want to be there at that particular moment? How do you get it there?
You either hire someone to drive it, you get a buddy to do it for you, or if you're on your way, you can do the latch at the back where it like hooks up to the back of the U-Haul like any normal human being would, you know? That's some Final Destination shit right there. That's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is creative, part of it is just plain stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, more the latter, but you know.
And don't you think they'd fishtail? Like, let's say they picked up too much speed, you know?
You would think. I mean, at least they were pulled over before we were able to find any of this out.
Awesome. This is why Know Your News exists. This shit is all real. These people are all real. And I don't see it ending anytime soon.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I click the subscribe button. You really should too. If you like videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, subscribe now.